So our horror game keeps getting better. So the game takes place in a futuristic apocalyptic world, where you work as a pilot operating a massive walker, while protecting supplies that you're supposed to deliver. Welcome to Walker. We're about to release a playtest for feedback for all of you guys to try. So press the subscribe button, cause you don't want to miss this release. So in the previous devlog, we made a horror monster inspired by, well, a goat. But an abnormal goat, as you can see. So enemy after enemy, we got to thinking, what enemy could we possibly add? A mimic monster. Yeah, I know that's a common trope amongst game devs, but as many people say, why fix it if it's not broken? So if you don't know what the mimic is, it's a shape-shifting entity that hides in plain sight, taking the form of your own teammate. It doesn't attack right away, it waits, watches, and strikes when you least expect it. One moment, you're working side by side. The next, you realize the person next to you was never your teammate at all. So without further yapping, let's jump right in. So to make this mimic enemy, I'm gonna use what's called the finite state machine. So the enemies will switch states based on triggers, like for example in our case, we're gonna use the player proximity. And with this, it keeps the AI organized, predictable, and basically not a total mess. So I'm gonna start explaining about the mimic AI states. So it has 4 states. So the first state is roaming. So it basically wanders around the map randomly. It follows the nodes that are tagged AI roam node, and it checks each nodes if it's near a player or not. It looks for players within 60 meters using line of sight. If it spots a player, it starts following, which then it enters state 2. So it chases the player at either walking or sprinting speed, depending on distance. Sometimes it stops and stares to feel more human-like. When within 12 meters, it starts pre-following. So state 3, pre-following. It circles the player within a 12 to 17 meter range, walking and stopping randomly. This lasts for 15 seconds before checking distance. If the player is within 6 meters, it starts attacking. Otherwise, it keeps circling. So state 4, attacking. It basically sprints at 2 times the speed towards the player, and at this state you're basically screwed. So it keeps on sprinting at you till you die basically. And the only way to counter this is it has to lose sight of you for about 10 seconds, and if it does, it returns to roaming. So first what I'm gonna do is spawn a cube. Okay, but as of now it's just a cube, so I'm gonna write the finite state machine logics in code. Okay, so the code is done, so let's see how this AE behaves on this cube. Okay, so I just implemented the code into this single piece of cube. So now what it's doing is checking node for node. It's going to this node. Oh, so it found the player. It's basically checking node for node, but it seems that it found the player, I think. Wait, no, the player's over there. So it's going to this node, and let's see if it detects the player. Oh, it does detect the player. And that's my player, by the way. Don't mind me, I don't have a collider or a prefab cell, but it is going towards me, and let's see how it behaves in the POV perspective. So this is it. He's just stopping, staring. Yeah, circling around me and stuff. Okay, now it's fucking chasing me. Don't mind the audio, this is just temporarily. I know it sounds like he's moaning, but I'm gonna change that soon. Okay, so I have this slight issue where the enemy is slow as fuck, and luckily in my code I made it so everything's basically adjustable. Right now it doesn't move like a player would do, so its turn is very wonky and it's really slow. Okay, so after adjusting it, let's see how it behaves. Okay, so how it moves improves a lot, but surely our enemy is not cube, right? So what I did was I copied my player's character model, animation, and as well as their stepping sound, word for word, bar for bar, which is what, in my opinion, is the most scary aspect. Like, you hear something that's familiar and looks familiar, but something's odd, then it randomly attacks you. Yeah, I forgot to tell you, but I added a sound to him. So I know it sounds like he's moaning, but we are changing that, don't worry. So yeah, the enemy is basically done right now. Okay, so that wraps up for this devlog. As you can see, the enemy is very scary. So thank you for watching, and watch our previous devlogs, please. Anyways, thank you very much for all of your support. I've been reading your comments, and I'm very happy that you guys like our game and the idea of it. And Stay tuned. Thank you.